Hello everyone, welcome to stream. Guess I might as well recap what happened last time. So pretty much what happened last time is that for the case we were doing, it was in fact the any mini girl that did the murder. But the twist is that Any Mini isn't actually Any Mini. It's actually Mimi Mini, I think. Mimi Mini? Yeah. That's her name, I think. So she disguised herself as her sister to get away from her previous self, because supposedly she did I guess, murder all those patients, I guess, on accident because she was so overworked or whatever. And yeah, that happened. And now we're at the circus and somebody murdered somebody at the circus. The old guy got murdered that was running the circus, and we need to figure out who did it. The defendant we are defending is their, I guess, honorary, VIP guest, I guess you could say, for the circus. Because he performs there, but he hasn't been with the circus for, a long time. And he's the one that's been accused of the murder. We have no idea so far who could have done this murder. So, yeah. That's what we're gonna do today. December 29th, 9:43 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What? I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage. Can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick? Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweetie. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a bit. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now, the dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max? Really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. December 29th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. And now the case of one... What? Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So? Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor. He does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is our advantage? Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please. I hope you didn't bother thinking you're to win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Huh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. Thank you, Mizuki, for redeeming first. It did not count. Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not even losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like you'll bring her dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap this waste of time. Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma. Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there! Now! Jesus. What is her problem today? Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective. Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this. Very well. I'd like you to begin by shedding a light on the events in question. At your service, sir. All right, Detective. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. She is bossy. What is wrong with her? Jesus. The night of the crime. Snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over in a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Let's see. Just press. Let me ask you about the snow. It nearly blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's gotta be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? Wait, I need to look at the court record already? What do I need to look at? Oh, God, I forgot how much evidence stuff I have. Okay, let's see. Back of the head. Whatever. I'll just press. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and the staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo, the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and all, of course, the defendant Maximilian Galactica and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, now I almost forgot. Regina the tiger, Regent the tiger was there too. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, it happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. Okay. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Regina was playing with Regent while Mo went back to his room, tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? Seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay, not a problem, pal. We've got a witness that told us how the whole thing— Ow! This is totally meaningless. Time to move on. Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? A wooden box? That's right. Victim must have been carrying that wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say? 20-pound box? That is a heavy box. This may be the only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is it? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There's only one little bottle in that huge box? I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct? You've done your homework, pal. And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No, I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case. You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we've wrapped up with this detective, I'd like to call my next witness. Hey, I'm not even off the stand yet. Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take the hint. I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness. I'd like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about that Ben, the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Trilo Quist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me? The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist. That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with the song. Me. The world of law, exciting and darling, guilty or innocent, decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, I guess. They're really bad. There are really bad lyrics, Maya. Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You think you would you would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly. I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star? Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds. What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. Just let Trilo handle this. I'm not... Ow! You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed. Once practice was over, I left the tank with the Cloud. Once we got to the lodge house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that pug not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his head. Oh, on his chest. On his head. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown. That's right, dress boy. Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean that the clown committed the crime? He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit. Why is that? Here's the absolute proof. Silk hat? This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Ah. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was murdered there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene. Well done, Ms. Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done. Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. The clown. You're talking about Mo. Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic. I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened? This puppet's so mean. Why? Just why? Why the plaza's entrance? To do some thinking, of course. It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodge house have been a better idea? Objection! Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. I don't know why I said thunker. Didn't I mean thinker? No, it's fine. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica? Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup? Snobby three-piece getup. Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max three-piece getup. Jeez. Could he be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you. Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. Does he really have the roses? How do I know? You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo? That's right. And that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense. It makes Max one suspicious character. There's more to the story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? That's a bit strange, don't you think? What's strange? That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen? I don't know, maybe the person that got murdered? That's the victim. That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah! Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with the sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he just as the witness stated at the scene of the crime? I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt the witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions. He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trailer 1 happened to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick? Wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Okay, let's see. I feel like I have to present something, but I'm not quite sure what. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene? I suppose that would have been around... Hey, what time was it? I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time? I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is... Please shut up, you big-nosed dope. Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you just believe that we'd stand outside in that weather? Well, maybe you're waiting for someone? What? Who said that we were waiting for someone? Objection, Mr. Phoenix Wright. We can all do without your off-headed theories. Objection. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already, and I'm on to something. Mr. Wright. Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And the one person only, he was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Well, what? You're waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true? Well, You can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it. Well. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right. Huh? Alright. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them second thought. That makes perfect sense. Objection, what did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. Objection. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Matt. Ow! There's absolutely no proof the witness was waiting for the animal tamer. I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina. Pain. Don't volunteer things. Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance of the lodging house? I was. I was waiting to propose to her. You were what? Waiting to propose? What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage? The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. Or pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. She is angry. Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present to her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket.
You're going to propose, a puppet.
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
No. No, I don't think you could. No. I don't think you could propose to her. Just no suspicion. I don't think you could. Exactly. What is this? What have I come to? His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now. A little bit more than just a little less honorable. How are you a judge, sir? Thinking you could propose to a 16-year-old when you're freaking like 70. Bro. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination.
You need to stop. I want to not be here anymore. What was with that sigh at the end? Okay, let's hear about this proposal, I guess. Don't be so surprised. I was going to propose to Regina. Oh yeah, I already did this. I just need to press on it. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina. Of course, that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it? That's the truth. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her. Numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. An engagement ring? Wow. Those two nearly fell out of their chairs. Who would have guessed it would have been an engagement ring? For a proposal. Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here. Francisco's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Pain equals bad. Push on anyways. Let's push on. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed. Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring. It's not like to stick to facts, not sociology. I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You've gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry. Really. You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? So you went to the lodging house to give it to her? That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but the uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half. And not with magic.
Well, they always say that love creates rivalries.
Defendant, can you shut the fuck up? You're making this all fucked up. Shut up. So, what about this present?
So, you are still thinking on trying to give it to Regina? Of course I am! I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give up that easily. I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus.
Probably way more than he deserves.
How about it, Nick?
I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony.
That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck.
The judge has that dazed, confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. An engagement ring.
It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina's gonna love it.
It's just a ring.
What's the matter, Nick?
Well, there's gotta be something I could catch him on. Objection! Trilo, do you mind if I show you something? What is it?
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh. Looks like they're gonna double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
Ah, that's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief!
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here?
Ah!
What is going on here?
That's... Ben, say something!
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trilo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault?
Ah, that filthy monkey's gonna get it when what's coming to him.
Mr. Queast, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honor, Money is really a monkey in every sense of the word. Oh, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things?
Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was. That time, that night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, could have been taken around that time. Oh! Ah! Yeah, oh! Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder. It's not for you to decide what it has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand. I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilo Quist. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo? You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey Money. But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you? It's all this slow, loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to give way.
That is indeed an incredible shame.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important point.
Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be?
There's a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony.
Contradiction?
The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there's no other possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. There's no way he saw the plaza. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Objection! Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Objection. Well, he obviously didn't see the victim and the ringmaster arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
I've told you so many times. You think you know my story's not changing. You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it.
Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah! I'll give you that. I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So that means Money didn't show up till after you saw Max.
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him. How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about...
I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So, the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch. Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. And that means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. 4! Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think something would have slipped by me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Yikes, the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trilo. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night. Didn't mean to do that.
Of course that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
I guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. About what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that the practice finished promptly at 10 p.m. And you already know that we went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. If I said 10 more minutes, I'm sure that you can do that. Now what time was it?
Indeed, what time was it?
What time was it? Let me think about it. How good. It was 10 p.m.
Oh, yes, that sounds about right.
It sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene.
So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obviously that I would say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You've got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trilo. You have to say good evening at night.
Sorry, Trilo. Mr. Priest, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. I hate to say it, but Ben's part of your little act is coming off a bit stale. But I'm sure if a pro was to review...
Ow! You're not trying to pass yourself off as a professional performer, are you? Don't get so wrapped up in yourself, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should know better. Ow! 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 That hurts! I should have set him straight. You may proceed with your testimony, witness. Okay, I think I... Is that a bit strange to you? What do you mean? Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange. Why would it strike you as strange? Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I would understand. Ow, that hurts! Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trila would ever say something nice to Max. But how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I could give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony.
You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said. I told you already. Geez, I'm 100% absolutely sure. There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? Has to be something. There has to be... Those three ridiculous symbols, huh? Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're going to ask again, I'll answer with the course. Everybody together now. Thank you very much. Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? We've got to have something that'll prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. Got to present something. That's what I thought. This is the fourth statement, right? Yeah. Objection! Trilo is not... Is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight. A fight over Regina, to be exact. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most. A disagreement usually doesn't end up with someone getting clonked over the head. Ah! That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, did he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on that day, the day of the crime, the defendant and the witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just go up and say good evening to his rival. Ah! Objection! What are you saying? This witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the scene of the crime? I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Queest. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's clarify this testimony for the court. How do you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
I don't know. He didn't see anyone, maybe? He saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that?
The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
What? If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. Hi, Ghost. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was he saw that evening. Or, good evening, as he put it. What in the world do you...
Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that evening then?
The victim? Probably? I mean, who else do we have? Regina? Oh, that makes sense because that's why he got the ring stolen, because it would have been out of his pocket. Yeah, you're right. Regina. This is the person that this witness felt the need to greet that night.
How about it, Mr. Queest?
How about you stop asking me these ridiculous questions? You can show me all the crappy pictures you'd like. There's not one I wouldn't greet. What the oak are you doing, Woodman? You better not say, Trilo, watch your mouth. Oh, well, okay. Sorry about that, Trilo.
Order. Russie.
Oh no, now I've done it.
You better rethink this line of questioning before I lose my patience with you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The victim. Who else would he see? It's okay. It's okay. Concerning the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present. Please stop, Judge. Can we get a new judge? I think this one, might have an issue.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You're correct, it was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo, isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Queest.
Order. How do you respond to this?
But wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was too obviously Maximilian Galactica. They literally look nothing alike. How do you mistake that?
I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Queest obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The person is identifying exactly. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, the one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols? Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You've got to remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone all together now. Ow! Yes. We know. The silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Objection! A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it's Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What?
Miss Von Karma, you have a clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant.
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. That is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will proceed and provide beyond a shadow of a doubt an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing: that there is no other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. court is now in recess.
Great, we're in recess.
Great. Love this.
December 29th, 11:54 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5.
So, sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene.
So then, where were you when the murder took place?
We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room.
And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right?
Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right?
That's what it seems like.
But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means...
It means the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous! That was a fabulously possible possibility.
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go?
Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something.
Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Musician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool.
Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper.
He does have a good point. Where's, like, the rest of the outfit? And these roses. Where do these roses come from? I don't see him with roses on. Like, am I wrong? Where's these roses?
December 29th, 12:06 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
I don't know why I said 9. 2.
I at least said 2. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Oh, maybe the cloak had roses on it? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? Isn't that your own witness? The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in the courtroom in my life. Wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do you have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. That was the worst joke you could ever say in the middle of court. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Mr. Seymour Butts? But a couple of clouds was out of makeup. Your name. Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder. Correct? Yes, it is.
Very well, Mr. Crows. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, and a vet.
Without the humor, please.
Okay. Poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness. You will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case. Really? You really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you. I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe.
Now that's settled. Shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. I had no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. Kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account's to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say it, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him.
That must be because of my insincere smile.
Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
I'm afraid that you have to push this. If you push this witness too far, it would bring a disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saberrattle.
I understand, Your Honor.
If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. You say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., right?
See, that's the thing.
Huh?
How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can rip off on. Just pretend it was 8 o'clock, that way it can make a great joke.
Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo?
What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning anymore.
Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. And 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony?
You're so boring.
You were pooped that night?
Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food.
What? Huh?
The double cheese, double bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened that was, as they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days.
That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. Got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny, it earned you a penalty. Fudge. Sorry, Chris.
You just happened to glance out the window? You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed.
Mr. Curls.
Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either.
What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Exactly why did you look out your window that night?
Why? Why? Hounds don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You forgot. Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Ow!
That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well. Mr. Crows, please revise your testimony. This should start turning the tables in our favor. What was the sound like?
Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say...
Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary.
No! How'd you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess that sounded a lot like, I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. That's what it sounded like, honestly.
Someone getting hit. Huh. What then? You went to look out the window and you saw... Far away, you say. If you had to say exactly how far away they?
Let me think about that for a second. My room is here. And they looked about big. I'd say they're about 30 feet from my window.
Just 30 feet? That's not far at all.
It was snowing that night and it cut down on visibility.
I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away.
That's right. I've been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. Now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols?
Uppity symbols?
Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everybody knows what to do all together now. Say it with the Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. It must be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza.
Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify to what he saw and only what he saw? You say you saw the ringmaster get plonked over the head.
Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story.
Really does enjoy the complete random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with?
You mean the weapon? I had no idea. Weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right?
That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon.
Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night? Objection! I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown, because I'm the only one that can whip him. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Oh. It's a bit melodramatic. So what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? I don't know. I don't want to screw this up. If I screw this up, this session, this course, I'm out of this court. I'm over. I'm gone. I'm done. I am hanging on by a thread. Small thread. Hanging. Okay, I'll let you read. Because I do not want to mess this one up. I'll mess up on other ones. No, I'm not messing it up.
Of course I do. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason? Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated the following under oath. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972,
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
they didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from the maximum security clown car.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court?
No, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well,
You're back from your jog.
Well, it's pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much? When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma? Tampering with the witnesses again.
So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster.
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out?
Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say.
Mr. Curls,
Your Honor.
you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well. Then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, we'll put you on a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubt in it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there is still no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
Does seem as if... Yawn. Boring. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime.
It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes?
It is decisive testimony.
Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We had to believe it. We had to believe in that.
All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination.
Don't you think that you are going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that.
It doesn't seem like he is jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again, then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? Trilo said the same thing. But if there was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone just taken Mac's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. You're sure of that? Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. You're sure that is what you saw that night?
Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I got eyes like a hawk.
Don't birds have terrible night vision?
But that's not all I saw.
You were able to see that kind of detail from your window? Objection! There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight could have been able to see that much. Out of curiosity, though, what is your eyesight like?
I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye.
Our records say that his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen this crime scene clearly. The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes.
Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was.
So, you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding?
That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud sound. Must have been something incredibly hard.
Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure.
They claim it was a blunt object. At least it says so in the autopsy report.
But Trilo's testimony now mows. It really seems like Max is the killer.
Nick, you've got to find a contradiction in this.
That's not going to be enough.
What?
I had to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. Okay. Oh, roses. Okay.
Objection! You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols. Yay! Everyone get ready! All together now! Silk hat, cloak, bright roses! What the? Who cares if he knew that there are 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Timon? You like pile of pie? Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth. No fractions. Order. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. Objection! The crime scene was dark. It was obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. Objection! But the witness said that he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Objection! Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts in this case? Clearly not. He is just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth before. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's testimony? Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless. One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this.
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap up this case now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove me there's a contradiction with Mr. Crow's statement, you'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I'll need. I hope. That's what I thought. This one happened to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind. Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means the silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. No! That's not true! Order! 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 Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all of this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
That's what's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
What? Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're... No matter how old I get, I'm always younger than you. Ah!
Enough of this childish outburst, Mr. Crows. Who do you think you are?
I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid.
It's pitiful, isn't it?
He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there.
He left the scene.
What's the matter, Nick?
There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo.
What do you want?
You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Objection! Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. Objection! This witness's testimony is full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is it? Is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer is obvious. He just turned around and walked away.
That's what I expected you to say. Are you sure that's how it happened?
Say what?
I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Bro, what does everyone have against me?
Lawyers nowadays. My God. Jeez. I'm not that young, I guess.
Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Look at this picture. The problem is that the footprints in the snow.
Footprints.
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. Aye. So Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has clearly proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of his witnesses' testimony from the court record.
I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came into court in.
Wait just a second! You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Quarles.
Yes.
The testimony you've provided up until now has been false.
Hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just
what?
Just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma said and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Order, I will have order.
Francisca Von Karma,
How could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls.
You're not gonna believe this, but it's true, I tell ya. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up to now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing his silk hat. That's when I saw he... This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. Flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there's bit where no footprints fly and people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witness. Why would you believe me, especially since it's the best part of my story?
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
He's telling the truth. Because... I don't know why. Probably because there's no footprints, I guess. His eyes were playing tricks. Don't think so. This is a dream. Okay, say whatever you want. What he just said was so what he said was so strange. I don't think he would have made it up.
Which means that he is telling the truth?
That's what I think. Nick, wait! That means that Max actually used magic. Yikes, you're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist.
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile.
If you disregarded the need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
December 29th, 2:33 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5.
Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on?
That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you?
I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question.
I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage.
It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage.
I use invisible wires and have them host me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic.
No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule.
I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a musician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we could do now is hope we can find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. I think I'm done for now. I know the investigation is definitely gonna be long. Don't think it's gonna be short. So, I'm ending it now. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to follow if you haven't already. That was the wrong button. I meant to press this button. Oops. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good, TikTok, Discord, I guess. And I'll see everyone in the next stream whenever that is. Have a good time zone, everyone. Bye.